Welcome back, everyone. With the jobless rate still high, middle-aged workers are finding it tough to get back into the workforce. Individuals between the ages of 45 and 65 who lose their job take an average of 1 year to find another one. Dr. Dan Milstein is here with some expert advice for middle-aged job seekers. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
So being middle-aged doesn't necessarily mean that you are not a great employee. In fact, there are some advantages to hiring people who are 45 and up, right?
Absolutely. Anytime we have an older gentleman applying for a job, number one is the loyalty is the biggest key. Unlike the younger generation, middle-aged employees are by far more loyal. They're not looking to jump around.
They've got maturity, which is nice, which a lot of employers are looking for. They've got that experience, and like you mentioned, they've got the loyalty, which is huge for a lot of employers. Now, you say there are 3 tips that you need to do, because you have to modernize your resume a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Because that old piece of paper that you just used to send before might not suffice. So what do people have to do to update?
Well, number one, the resume. It is important to take new courses online, and obtain other certificates. And another thing is you don't want to put on your resume that you've graduated college in 1975.
So what do? Do you just put your college but not the year?
Well, you would call, the headline would be education and certification, and you would put your college but not necessarily put the year of graduation. In addition to that, you would want to put other classes, certificates, something that you have obtained in the last 5-10 years.
What else should you write about yourself that will make that employer take a second look and go, hey, this is somebody that would really enhance our team?
A tagline.
A tagline.
Tagline is very important. Most HR managers are only looking, well, first of all, they're looking at hundreds of resumes a day, and they're only looking at the headline for the most part, and then just to see if the candidate has enough information to be called for an interview. And sometimes it's all about the tagline.
Now, what about references? Should you include that in your resume, or do you just say available upon request? Because I've heard both.
I would not include references. And another thing, you don't want to have your resume to be 20 pages long.
Right.
And so you would basically state that references are available, and every employer assumes that references will be available as well.
Sure, they should be. You say modernize your persona.
It's important, very important, to ditch your 20-year-old suit and get something a little bit more modern. Now, you don't want to go too crazy, but it has to be a little bit updated.
Right. Okay. You say be enthusiastic, look awake, get a good night's sleep the night before if you actually get to go in for an interview, right?
Absolutely. You know, you don't walk in and be grumpy in front of the receptionist. The receptionist, many people don't realize, but the receptionist is the gatekeeper. And so it is very important to impress upon the receptionist, and sometimes first impressions are the ones that get you in the door. That's
for sure, because the receptionist will talk to the person that's hiring eventually. I mean, that right after you leave, probably. You never know. They might come out and say, so what did you think? Or, you know, they talk. So it's really important to make that good first impression.
You know, you look at, when you hire somebody, you look at this person as a team member, just like on a football team or a hockey team. And so it's very important to be nice to everybody. Now,
you say there are 3 ways you can blow the big interview.
Yes. It's important to talk to, first of all, do not use the slang that is 20 years old.
Right.
And another thing, remember, you're 45, 50 years old, so do not be using the modern slang that college kids use.
Right. You say don't be a know-it-all.
Yes. It's important not to come off the wrong way. Listen, ask the right questions, do research on the company, and basically have a normal conversation. Pretend like you're not applying for a job. Pretend like you met somebody outside or at the restaurant, and you're just having a casual conversation. And so it's important not to oversell yourself as well.
Just make it a casual conversation, but do your homework beforehand.
Absolutely.
Definitely know the company inside and out.
Yeah, don't be asking at the interview, what do you do? What do you guys do here?
Right. That's a sure way to not get the job. Okay, very important topic. Dr. Dan Milstein, thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay, coming up on Daytime, Mrs. World, April Lafreyu is here with a cause that is very near and dear to her heart. We'll be right back.